Okay, so everyone ready to dive into something a little different for Halloween this time?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, so we're doing a deep dive on Halloween the 3rd, Season of the Witch.
Ooh, okay.
Now, this one, as some of you may already know, doesn't have our friend Michael Myers in it.
Yeah, that's right. This one it's kind of infamous for that.
Yeah, and I think it kind of got the shaft because of that when it
Yeah,
came out.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were expecting, the next installment of the Michael Myers saga.
Right, exactly, yeah. But what's interesting is the producers, they originally envisioned Halloween as an anthology series.
Interesting.
So each film would be a completely standalone story.
Ah,
So it's just a totally different take on a horror franchise, right?
yeah. So it's not even really Halloween the 3rd then. It's really just like this weird, almost spin-off movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes place in 1982. So forget the masked killer stalking babysitters, right?
Yeah.
We got a sinister corporation called Silver Shamrock. And they're weaving ancient magic into this big, evil scheme that could exploit Halloween itself. So get ready for a wild ride, because you might never look at a Halloween mask the same way again.
Yeah, I always thought the masks in this movie are particularly creepy.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially knowing what's behind them.
Right. So this movie, it's really not like your typical slasher, right? Instead of like the jump scares and the gore, it's got this like really slow burn, creeping dread that just builds and builds as this whole conspiracy
Yeah,
unfolds.
it's much more psychological, isn't it?
It is, and it really makes you think too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's set the scene.
Okay.
So we got Dr. Chalice, and he sort of stumbles into this whole mess.
Right, right.
And then we got Ellie, who's driven to get to the bottom of things because of her father's mysterious death.
Yeah.
So together, they start pulling at the threads that lead back to Silver Shamrock.
Yeah, I think a lot of people miss this, but Silver Shamrock, they're not just some spooky company. Like you were saying, they represent this like really chilling reflection of corporate power and consumerism. And the masks that everyone's obsessed with, they become this like symbol of mindless consumption and this pursuit of, just whatever's trendy.
That's such a good point. It's like they're weaponizing Halloween,
Yeah.
like this beloved holiday, and they're turning it into this tool for control, and it's so creepy.
Hmm.
And the way they do it, like Cochran, the guy behind Silver Shamrock, he's got this catchy jingle and these must-have masks.
Yeah. So smart but scary how he does that.
Yeah, it's all a carefully constructed facade for his sinister plan.
Definitely. And this movie, it blends this social commentary with these really interesting science fiction and horror elements, too. You've got these androids that look exactly like humans, this super advanced technology for the time. And then there's this dark Celtic ritual stuff going on in the background.
And it all comes together to create this really unsettling dystopian atmosphere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I always found that one of the most effective things about the movie is the way it mixes that old world magic with like super modern technology.
Yeah, for sure. Like using the Stonehenge fragments and activating them through a television commercial.
It's crazy. Talk about blending the ancient and the modern, right? And that jingle too.
Oh, don't even get me started on that jingle.
Oh my God, it's so simple.
It's catchy, but it's scary, too.
It's insidious. Like it just gets stuck in your head and you can't get it out. It's almost childlike.
Yeah.
But as the movie goes on, it becomes this harbinger of doom, and it's so effective.
Yeah, they really knew how to use sound in this movie to like really get under your skin.
It's true.
Hmm.
Just imagine hearing that jingle on repeat every time you turn on the TV as Halloween gets closer and closer.
Oh, stop.
And then there's Connell Cochran himself.
Yeah, talk about a great villain.
What a villain.
I mean, he's got this charisma,
Yeah.
but he's also got this ancient mysticism about him.
And then he's ruthless. But he's not just a mindless monster. You know what I mean?
Right, he's smart.
He's a schemer. And he knows how to manipulate people. He knows how to use symbols and exploit them for his own gain.
And that's what makes him so dangerous. Despite all this movie wasn't exactly a hit when it came out.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad, actually.
It is. I mean, fans were expecting Michael Myers, and this whole anthology idea, it just didn't click with them.
I guess they just weren't ready for it.
Yeah. But I do think time has been kind to it, though. Like a lot of cult classics, what was once seen as a weird departure from the norm is now appreciated for being original and for, like, daring to tackle these complex themes.
I think it's the fact that it dared to be different that makes it so appealing now.
Totally.
It makes you wonder what the Halloween franchise could have become, though, if they had stuck with that anthology idea.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, all these different horror stories under the Halloween umbrella?
It could have been amazing.
Definitely. But maybe the most important thing about Halloween the 3rd is that it really makes us think about society, you
Mhm.
know? Like, it forces us to confront these anxieties about consumerism and the influence of the media. And these are things that are even more relevant today than they were back in 1982.
It's so true. It makes you wonder, like, how much have we actually changed in our relationship with technology and mass consumption?
Right. Like, are we just buying into whatever is put in front of us?
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps up our deep dive into Halloween the 3rd, Season of the Witch.
Yeah, that was great. I never really thought about it quite like that before.
So, just remember to keep a critical eye on those commercials because you never know what might be lurking beneath the surface, especially around Halloween.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween!